Hi there, my name is Tim Glidden. I'd like to welcome you to my third assignment for Berklee College of Music's Introduction to Music Production. Today I'm going to show you how to use a submix. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is click track and new, and that's going to create a new track. And I'm going to create a stereo instrument track. So I've got stereo selected, instrument track. Going to click create, and that's going to bring up my instrument track. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this AD drums. I'm going to put an insert on and multi-channel plugin instrument addictive drums. So I've put it under inserts A to E. That's going to bring up this window here of addictive drums. I'm going to select a beat that I want to use just to keep time, drag it in to the instrument track, and now I've got my drums playing. Right, then I'm going to go to track new. I'm going to create a new mono instrument track, but I'm going to create 3, not 1, and I'll tell you why in a second. Click create, and that is going to bring up these 3 new tracks, which I am then going to insert a plugin, a instrument, expand to, and I'm going to do that on each track, as you can see. And I've also renamed these violin, cello, and double bass, and those are the 3 tracks I'm going to use in my submix. Now I've recorded some basic MIDI just to use for the purpose of this lesson. I've colored the tracks so I know which is which in my mixer window a little bit more easily. As you can see, light blue is my violin, my darker blue is my cello, and my even darker blue is my double bass. Then I'm going to go to setup, IO, or in-out setup. I'm going to go to the bus tab. I'm going to click on new path, which will bring up this window. I'm going to create one new mono path called strings submix. Click create, and you can see it's popped up there under digital out, left, right. Click OK, and it's sorted. Now I'm going to bring up a new track, aux input track. Click create, which is going to put that nicely into my mix there. Now here comes the interesting part. Each of my outputs of my tracks I'm going to send to bus strings submix mono. I'm going to do that for each of my tracks, violin, cello, and double bass. I'm going to rename aux1 track strings sub M. Click OK, and then I'm going to go to the input of that track and go bus strings submix mono. Now all 3 of those light blue, dark blue, and purple tracks are controlled with a single fader. As you can see, I've got them set as I want though. Here's my basic submix signal flow. All of my string submix go out of the individual tracks into a single track, out the main out, and through my speakers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a single plugin, a reverb, on that strings submix track, and then I can control the reverb of my entire strings section just with a single plugin instead of having to have 3 plugins on 3 separate tracks. If I go back to my mixer window, you can see that everything is being controlled on a single track now, as opposed to having to always try and control 3 different volumes all the time. Right, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it was informative. Thank you very much for listening.